Hello, welcome to Nowhere Fast. I'm Johnny,
And I'm Sheldon.
and we just watched The Witch. What are your thoughts, Shelley?
This movie I saw. It was a movie. It was a film.
We did know going in that it was going to be sort of a slow burn film, kind of tension based horror. It's not even really horror, but
Akin to something like The Shining, in that the tension builds up over time and inevitably gets to a point where you're like, holy fuck, this is really tense.
and then it has some sort of moments of payoff. Never really got too intense, but I found it pretty interesting. Like I was wondering what was going to happen. I found the lore, all of that, very interesting. The time period, they did a really good job as far as bringing that to screen. I think you don't really see that time period in film.
The acting was really, really well done. Like, everyone I felt was compelling, even the kids
Yeah,
were creepy when they needed to be. The biggest gripe I have, and it's not the actor's fault, it's how well it's done as a period piece, is I couldn't understand them sometimes.
subtitles would have been nice. Yeah.
It's just the one kid. There's a boy, and sometimes I couldn't understand what in the fuck he was saying.
He was, yeah, like the dad had a few lines that were kind of off.
But
The
I
girls
think
were fine.
The problem with the dad was his voice was so bassy and rumbly.
He's got a badass voice.
Killer voice, but
He did
hard to
he
understand
did a really good job.
sometimes.
He's a good actor actually.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Never seen him in anything else. He
I've
was
never
apparently
really-
in Game of Thrones.
Hodor. No, obviously not.
Yeah. But yeah,
The Hound.
Yeah, I it was kind of hard to catch what he was saying some of the time, which, like you said, is part of the period, the time frame. Right?
And like the actors being able to speak in that these and thous and thines, they did, like, the kids did a killer
it's
job.
pretty complicated. Like, they have to have some pretty good direction to get the kids doing that sort of stuff. Although the twins, they were probably just like, just be yourselves, be
Twins.
annoying.
Yeah.
And they were kind of creepy. I think everything that we saw in the trailer that looked kind of creepy was there. The goats and the kids and the kind of weird stuff happening. But there wasn't really anything else. What I do want to make note of is how there was no witch in the trailer.
Yeah, for me in the trailer, I thought that it would just be them, like, going...
It was more psychological, right?
Yeah, they just
exactly.
be suspicious. But there is actually, spoiler, a legitimate witch.
Yeah,
Or
spoiler, there's
witches
witches in The Witch.
Yeah.
Pretty soon into the movie, I was surprised, actually.
I was expecting it to last a little longer. There's the scene in the trailer where she plays peekaboo with the baby and the baby vanishes.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that to be, like, instantly
Exactly,
in the movie.
yeah, that just happened pretty soon. They really jumped right into it.
In a way, they jumped into it, but then it's just languishes. It doesn't move rapidly, and there's a lot of scenes that are just, like, slow, them talking, no music.
Yeah.
Just them being chill, and that's not a bad thing at all.
But it did make it feel longer than it was.
And I think for us, we had a negative viewing experience of the film, not because of the film, but because
of the theater.
The cockbags in the theater, who are just the worst pieces of human trash.
It's so noticeable in a movie like this where there's a lot of silences and stuff. But I mean, in a movie like that, people should learn to just shut the fuck up and get off their phones and
be respectful of other people in the theater. We all paid our money to see the movie. If you're not there to watch the movie, don't be in the fucking theater ruining it for everyone else.
Yeah, and it really does ruin the experience for a movie like this, which is based on building up tension and gripping and drawing you in.
Having the immersion, especially like the slow scenes. If I was immersed in the movie, I felt it would have gone by quicker, but every time I started to get into it, something would happen from the people in the audience to, like, pull me right out of the movie. So
yeah, I think for this one, I would recommend watching it at home. In fact, I'd like to watch it again at home sometime, see how different it might be. But
besides that, I think it was a good movie.
I think it was pretty good. It was interesting. So
it wasn't as spooky as I thought it would be. Even with, like, knowing going in that it was going to be a slow burn horror, I was still expecting, I think, a little bit more. The end kind of ramps it up. Particularly, there's a scene where the lady is breastfeeding her child. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
No spoiler there, but
Yeah, so they play around with it a little bit there. I would have liked to see more of that sort of stuff.
Getting fucky.
Getting into their heads. But it worked out pretty good. I think overall it was pretty solid. I'd give it like 6.5 out of 10, but like a 4 out of 10 for movie theater experience.
Oh, that's a pretty 4 out of 10. Not bad. Watch the Oculus introduction we had for what was it?
Where we were complaining about
assholes in the
previous
theater.
experiences.
It was essentially that, but with less people. So.
Maybe that's why nobody goes to see horror movies in theaters.
Because of cockbags.
That's too bad. We don't. A movie like this won't be very successful in theaters.
When we saw it, we had to go to the backest corner of the theater. We had to actually like turn a corner to get to the entrance to the theater to go see this one. And this is opening week, so they're not supporting it very well.
No, and that's too bad because it'd be good to see more movies like this,
but not in theater. Because
yeah,
people, if you're out there, if you're listening, don't be an asshole.
You know who you are. Why are you in the theater?
Go home. Don't talk. Just don't. Babies don't watch this. Take the seat outside.
Leave it in the streets.
Run over it after the show.
Yeah.
Alright, fuck off.
There are no babies in our movie.
But I would.
There might as well have been.
6 of them immediately behind us. No comment.